Okay, so what does gradient mean? Gradient is just the slope. Think of it as stairs. Okay, if the stairs are steep, they would be like this. Whereas if the stairs aren't steep, they would be like this. So a steep line is like this. A line that isn't so steep would be like this. Think of it as stairs or a hill. A steep hill, steep being like this, is going to be much harder to climb than a hill that isn't as steep. So when we're looking for the gradient, we just want to find out how steep the line is. When we're looking for gradients, we get positive and negative gradients. If a line has fallen forwards, we say that this is positive. If the line has fallen backwards, we say that this has a negative gradient. So positive is leaning forwards and negative is falling back. So how do we work out the gradient of a line? Well, we can use the term rise divided by run, or rise over run. This just means that you need to take the number of squares going up and count the number of squares going across. This example is nice, but actually, because I want my rise first, I would probably start at this point here and do my rise first. So I would do rise 1, 2, 3, divided by my run across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the gradient of this line is 3/5. Looking at this example here, again, because I want my rise first, I would go from this point, 1, 2, divide by my run across, which is 1. 2 divided by 1 is 2. So the gradient for this example is 2. Have a go at finding the gradients of these lines. Remember, you need to use rise, how many squares going up, divided by the run. How many do you need to go across to meet the line? So if I do A for you, the rise would be 1, 2, 3, 4, divided by the 2 jumps across. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Some of the examples you may need to keep as fractions, and that's absolutely fine. Have a go at the other examples and then press play to get the answers, and you can mark your work. Remember, if the line is going backwards, leaning backwards, like in examples C, E, H and J, and F, then your gradient will be a negative. So you can still just do the rise divided by the run, but because it's leaning backwards, because you're actually going to be running backwards, the answer is going to be a negative. Here are the answers. Mark your work and take it to your teacher for some feedback. When you've got a straight line graph, the only difference is you have to create that line. You have to take the part of the line to create the triangle to get the rise and the run. The only rule here is that you need to make a point where the 2 lines cross over, so not halfway through a square. And these points can be taken from anywhere along the line. Your triangle could be as big or small as you like. So again, for this example, they have chosen this point here and this point here. You can then see my rise is 3 and my run is 1. Therefore, my gradient would be 3.